What has been an upside to the lockdown for you? Since I'm disabled, my life hasn't changed. I've really enjoyed watching people who tell me my life is easy since all I do is stay at home. I have breakdowns from only being able to stay at home. Everybody lives now the same way as my depressed self, and I don't feel like a loser anymore. I haven't seen certain family members in several months. 1. On non-Zoom days I can wear what the fuck I want. So I've been wearing an evening dress that I've had no occasion for and I feel fabulous in it. 2. Not commuting to work, which has saved money, time and stress. 3. Having more time to get things done in the house. 4. Video chatting more often with friends and family. 5. Spending more time with my husband and dogs. 6. Also saving money by not going out and spending it. This includes holidays. I've also been saving money by not wearing so much makeup. Either I just do the top half of my face, because I'm wearing a mask anyway, or just don't bother at all. 7. More hobby time. 8. More time to learn German, which I have not been doing due to my crippling Reddit addiction. Begin to pick up hobbies that I didn't think I would have much interest in, like drawing and biking. I've had to buy gas only twice in 2 months. Aleo, since I am working remotely and not buying stuff I don't need, since Amazon doesn't do 2-day shipping anymore. I saved up enough money to buy a house a year before I planned to. You saved up enough money to shave a year off the home buying process from just 2 months. Not driving and online shopping. Yes, this lockdown really opened my eyes to how much money I waste away each week. There's also other stuff I am not doing, like eating out or going out places. With my student loans on hold and not having to pay for gas lunch while at work, my bank account is more full than I think I've ever seen it. Same. I actually have $1,000 in my checking account and $700 in my savings account, thanks to the stimulus and getting my tax refund at the same time. Also, I quit smoking weed earlier this year, so saving $120 per paycheck has been a blessing. Intense 24/7 masturbation. Being around my wife and kids all day, instead of an hour in the morning and a couple hours at night. I've loved spending all this time with my husband. So many things. Asterisk, spend more time with my son. Asterisk, my gasoline expenditure has dropped by over 90%. Asterisk, my house is way more clean. Asterisk, my commute takes the 3 seconds to walk down the hall. Asterisk, less interaction with other humans. No traffic and the cops aren't pulling anyone over. The interstates are basically like the Autobahn now. Same. I still report to work, but on my best day, was able to shave about 10 minutes off my 40-plus minute commute. While some of that time saving comes from speeding, most of it is just the reduction in traffic. Kinda bummed it's starting to pick back up again. Longest vacation while still getting paid to work from home ever, and being unable to go anywhere while on the vacation. My work awarded me with 8 hours of leave because I've gone above and beyond during the stay-at-home orders. I'm like, thanks. I'll take the leave next year, I guess. Staycation is still a vacation. I got cable, Wi-Fi, Android phone, Roku TV, Netflix, desktop computer that got Steam and GOG.com plus books. So I'm never really bored at home. Nice dress rehearsal if I ever retired, because it does show I can handle it months at a time. Dude, for the first time in 4 years, I'm not tired. For me, I still have a job, but it's just got a lot easier with less people around and less work to complete. Mentally, I'm actually in a great place right now. I've had more time for my hobbies, spent more time with my fiancé, and I've actually built a much stronger bond with my parents. No, I don't live with them. I'm making 3 times as much money on unemployment, not having to see people. Right before lockdown, my husband was diagnosed with a serious and scary condition that they couldn't treat right away. It's been a blessing that during this time, while we wait for treatment, He saved 3 hours a day that would have otherwise been spent in a hellish commute. His hours were cut so he's not working 10-hour days. He's not exposed to the common cold and viruses we all share when we're in the office. He is a stubborn workaholic, so getting him to do any of these things on his own would never have worked. I hope your husband is doing okay and he gets the treatment he needs soon. Sleep. Yeah, our schedule is so messed up. We wake at noon and sleep at IA, monsieur. I'm worried about how this all affect the young ones. Fucking everything. I finally have time to do my schoolwork. I'm actually able to enjoy some of it. I'm reading books, exercising intensely, finally getting the hours I need to get my driver's license, actually wearing comfortable clothes, absolute private school problem, listening to new music, watching movies, not talking to my friends. Sounds awful, but it feels like a burden I've shed. And even drinking enough water. My piss used to look like syrup. I hope when things are more normal you're still able to keep up the exercise and water. I got married 4 months earlier than planned and it's been wonderful so far. Congrats. I can imagine this benefiting the honeymoon phase. I was able to spend the last 3 months of my cat's life with her nearly 24/7. I knew the end was coming so I was able to snuggle and give her as much love as possible even while I worked. She passed on Friday. I am so sorry for your loss, but what a lovely gift it was to spoil your cat with love. I still have to go to work. And honestly nothing else has changed aside from throwing on a mask to get groceries. I lead a very secluded life. I've learned. My wallet is happier than ever. Saving a lot of money that would have otherwise been spent on gas, food and entertainment, I guess. I've discovered a new hobby, gardening. Currently growing a host of vegetables and flowers. I invested a lot in playing the electric guitar. I only started playing 2 years ago and the pastime was very useful to get on a higher level. Even started writing my own stuff. I feel less crazy watching everyone lose their shit at not being able to go outside. I've been going for nature walks and seeing things never noticed before. Was forced to take on my mental health head-on. Less distractions to ignore it. Got officially diagnosed, doing treatment, and honestly I don't feel like I'm fighting myself anymore. I don't feel disconnected from myself as if my body was a car and my brain the driver. I feel one and it's great. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed by it because I didn't realize what damage I was doing to myself. I'll get incredibly sad by it, but it also feels good. I can actually feel the emotions and it's amazing. Solidarity, friend. The past couple years I've been taking on my lifelong depression, ADHD, and anxiety. In my adult years, I developed PTSD and 6 months ago diagnosed borderline personality disorder. I was in an intensive, daily, outpatient therapy program right before quarantine started. I felt like I was making headway. But the time quarantine had allowed me has made me realize so much more. Turns out, you can't effectively teen angst away childhood trauma. My newest diagnosis is CPTSD. And honestly it's as relieving as it is a terrifying battle. My feeling one with my brain doesn't feel quite as big for me. Yet, I'm encouraged by your celebration, though, and want to thank you for sharing. Cleaner air. Have you seen those Nepal pics? Not having to make excuses for not wanting to be around people. Oh, and the crystal clear skies lately. I fly balloons and the air has been so incredibly clear. I've never seen it look so good in the Sacramento Valley. I used to buy takeout every day and I knew I was blowing cash. Bought an Instant Pot before everything went down and I love this thing. I haven't bought outside food at all for months and I still can't believe how much money is still in my account. Plus, the food I'm making is insanely good and super fast. Recipe recommendations? I went into full-blown hermit mode and for a few shining weeks I was socially responsible, instead of asocial and weird. I enjoyed spending my time the way I like. Creating stuff, drawing, writing, sewing, without having the feeling in the back of my mind that I was just wasting time waiting to drag my ass to work again. I made some really neat stuff because the threat of having to go out among people the next day wasn't hanging over me and bouncing me out of the zone. Didn't have to actively avoid meeting my fresh ex-boyfriend. We share a group of friends. Realizing I am more of an introvert than I thought I was. My husband is able to help with our 1-year-old son. It's been really good for all three of us. I love staying indoors at the computer. I was surprised seeing other people in IT say they prefer going to work. My mental health is recovering. Spending a lot of time with my dog. I've been buying half as much gas lately and paying much less for it. I still have to commute to work, but socializing being eliminated has cut at least 100 miles of driving every week out of my life. Practiced cooking more dishes and improved tenfold. Got to spend more time with my wife, exploring international cinema together. I got furloughed, which allowed me the time to finish renovating my new daughter's bedroom, and I am looking at potentially months of paid paternity leave instead of weeks PTO. 1. I have an essential job, so the hours are still there, but I can't go anywhere to spend money. I've been able to save a decent amount of money. 2. The 6 feet apart rule is awesome. I really hope that we hold on to that after this is over. I never cared for mouth breathers hovering over me at the stores or banks. 3. I've been able to watch a lot of movies with way better quality than before. No more telesync versions of shit movies. My old job that I hated temporarily closed due to the virus. So that finally gave me the motivation to find a new job that I've actually been enjoying. It's been great. I've rewatched my film collection, managed to increase my KDR on several games, and been very active in my D&D community by organizing online games. It's been fantastic. Best of all, my dad isn't dragging me to the shop and slapping a $5 in my hand to add another film to my collection so I don't open my mouth about his affair to my monsieur. A $5 is all it takes to buy your silence? Damn, I'd be charging $30 a day. I played video games with someone who had been offline for over a year. I got to complete another playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. Maxed out a bunch of characters. Not having to listen to my toxic family, so nice. Before the lockdown, my employer, a large government agency, insisted that it was positively dangerous for people to take work home, log in remotely, etc. Now they're talking about how well it worked out, and the powers that be are planning to retain the ability to work from home, not having to physically be in school. IDK, I can't really see an upside. I haven't had to wait 20 to 40 minutes for a cab. I lived away at school and had a post-grad thing set up so that I was going to move directly from school to a different city. Getting locked down at home with my parents and siblings has been nice to really spend some time together before I go off and do the whole adult thing. I've had the time to figure out a body weight fitness routine instead of just half-assing one workout here and there. Read about 10 books. Bought some great vinyls. Lots of weed to de-stress. Lots of sex. And I'm writing a ton of articles and working on my book. I'm a freelance writer working towards his first novel. It's been great beyond the being stuck part. And my wife and I have gotten stronger. And we are now somehow in a much better financial position than I ever thought possible before this started. I was home to see my son walk for the first time. Badass. Finals were coming and wasn't prepared. Got promoted to next class without exams. Over 230 hours on Zelda BOTW. 90 hours on ACNH. 40 hours more on Fortnite. Near the end of the Marineford arc in One Piece, and plenty of time to get my things together to apply for college. I was approved for unemployment, and from what I've seen so far, it's possible that I'll be earning the most amount of money in more than 5 years. Part of me is happy. But another part of me is sad that I'm making more now than when I legitimately busted my ass at low-level minimum wage jobs. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.